This is One on One. Steve Adubato here at Ainsworth Park in New York City over on the east side. Tackle Kids Cancer, Hackensack UMC, together with the New York Football Giants. Big night here to raise money for pediatric cancer research. Whether you're a Giants fan, you're connected to the Hackensack community, or just anywhere in the New York, New Jersey, Connecticut area and you care about kids dealing with cancer, tonight is a night to raise money. We'll be talking to Eli Manning from the Football Giants and some of the other executives at the Giants, as well as the clinical team, the doctors and the researchers, folks involved in clinical trials. Tonight is a great night. A night for anyone who cares about children dealing with cancer. Tackle Kids Cancer. What a powerful campaign. Check out the next half hour. It's a half hour of television you don't want to miss. We're here with he's a quarterback on a lot of levels. Bob Garrett is the President and Chief Executive Officer of Hackensack University Health Network.
I've never been called quarterback before, thank you.
Yeah, well, we'll have Eli Manning here in just a few minutes. Describe this initiative, Bob, and forget about the fact that the Giants are your favorite football team. What's it feel like to work with them together, shoulder to shoulder on this?
This is amazing. Tackle Kids Cancer is just a great partnership between Hackensack University Medical Center and the New York Football Giants. We've had a great partnership for 6 years now with the Giants. We've done community events together. We've done health fairs. We've done wellness screenings. We opened a fitness and wellness center together. And now the relationship is really moving to a new level where we're focused on raising money to wipe out childhood cancer through Tackle Kids Cancer.
You know, when you see the spots, I was just looking at one of the spots, the TV spots. There's this beautiful little kid that Eli comes in and sees. You know the kid I'm talking about. When you first saw it, I mean, your team put these together with the Giants. What was it like the first time you saw that?
Very, very emotional. You know, I was saying to somebody just recently, Steve, when I see these kids in the hallway, as long as I've been in the field, when I pass by a child that has cancer, I mean
in your place?
At Hackensack, or any place, but certainly I'm familiar with them at Hackensack. It is so emotional. It just gets to me each and every time. And when I saw the interaction between Eli Manning and these kids and how they lit up when Eli just appeared in the hospital room like magic, it was incredible. I can't tell you the goosebumps I had all over. It was amazing.
Is that what you envision with Tackle Kids Cancer? I mean, the foundation's involved. The raising money is huge.
Yes.
But did you envision the part where an Eli Manning and the players would have that personal connection with kids and their families?
I think it's just wonderful. I mean, Eli Manning is such a genuine person, and when he enters the room and talks to these kids, it is done without any pretension. It is done from his heart. You can see it. And I'm not surprised, because the New York Giants are that kind of organization. They're a class organization. They are community-minded. And Hackensack, being the hometown hospital of the New York Giants, we want to do what we can to help our community, and this is a great way to do it.
Let's talk about the raising of the money, where it goes and the impact it's going to have, and is having right now.
Yeah, so the money entirely, every cent of the money that is being raised is going to go to the program at the Children's Cancer Institute for either the clinical program or for research. And the goal, and this is a pretty lofty goal, but the goal is to eliminate childhood cancer. And you know what? We're probably in this nation about 75% of the way there. So many childhood cancers have either been reduced or eliminated over the last generation. We got to go that extra mile now and get the job done.
Why are we so far behind this? Bob, there's been so much money spent on cancer, so much focus in it, but not pediatric cancer.
You know, I think there's just been a big focus on adults, because more adults do come down with cancer, you know, over the course of a lifetime. But it is just so sad to see a child with this type of disease where they have their whole life in front of them. So I think that with raising awareness through programs like Tackle Kids Cancer, we can really get the attention of the public and focus our time, our energy, and our money toward eliminating these types of diseases.
Yeah, finally, we're here tonight in New York City raising money, because raising money through the Hackensack Foundation is a big part of what's being done. The Giants are coming tonight. I see some of the Giants executives, some of your friends are here. Describe what tonight's going to be like, because there's a big crowd gathering on the street, because especially when the Giants win, There's a lot of people gathering on the street. What's it going to be like tonight?
I tell you what, it's certainly going to be a lot better than if they had lost yesterday, but it's great. I mean, again, the New York Giants, the players, the staff, the executives, the Mara family, the Tisch family, what a great...
They're all in.
They're all in. I mean, you know, that's a phrase, but it really describes how they feel and how they have been partners with Hackensack University Medical Center. This is really an amazing leap for our partnership together, and I could not be more excited to see so many players here, see Eli Manning quarterbacking this thing, and he is truly the quarterback.
You take a step back for him, don't you?
Yeah, of course, of course. I mean, listen, I'm a great Giants fan, and I have nothing but respect for Eli. And you know what? The thing about Eli is all the things that he's done off the field are so impressive. And you know, one thing I just read about just today is he was just ranked and named as one of the top 20 philanthropists under the age of 40. Pretty amazing.
He never seeks attention.
Never seeks attention. So modest, but so genuine. So we're happy to have him on board. Happy to have him on the Tackle Kids Cancer team.
Congratulations, Bob. We're pleased to be covering it.
Thank you, Steve. Appreciate it.
We're talking with Eli Manning, who is the quarterback for the Giants. But tonight's a big night. Tackle Kids Cancer. Talk about why it's so big, Eli.
You know, it's just one of the toughest things for me to see is a child that has to spend a long period of time in a hospital. And when the diagnosis is cancer, and you see what it means for the families that have to go through that. And, you know, no child, no family should have to go through that. And so that's why I wanted to team up with Hackensack UMC, because you've seen their staff, those doctors, and their optimism that they can cure these kids. And you know, these kids are so strong. They're so determined to get well. They're going through the toughest times of their lives, but they do it with a smile on their face, and they're such a great inspiration, and want to do everything I can do to get them back with their friends, with their families, in their school, laughing and doing the things that kids should be doing.
Eli, you did a spot. You have 3 daughters, if I'm not mistaken. What are the ages?
4, 2 years old, and then 9 months old.
If I can put you on the spot and ask you this, there's a spot that a lot of us have seen. There are a lot of really powerful spots. There was a little boy that you wound up visiting in one of these spots in connection with Tackle Kids Cancer that is just so powerful. This little kid, I don't know if he was surprised at seeing you or not, but he just kind of, you blew him away and he blew you away. And you know the kid I'm talking about? The little kid with the blondish hair, and he's in the spot. What was that like for you?
You know, to see, you know, saw a lot of kids when I visited the hospital, but you know, sometimes you don't know when you visit them if you're making a difference or not, and you don't know if you
really don't. You see it in their eyes, right?
You know, sometimes you do. Sometimes, you know, you see a guy right away. Sometimes, you know, you may leave but you might, you know, check in with the doctor, or somebody will get back to you saying, hey, you know, after you left, I know the kid might be a little shy or a little nervous at the time, but after you left, you know, he lit up for the next week, and he, you know, talking to his family about it, his friends, and it really made a difference in his outlook, and that's what makes you, you know, keep coming back. And some are obvious, and some, you know, some are fired up and know who you are. Some may not, or they're a little shy, but you feel like you are making a difference. Just taking the time to visit them, and obviously now doing it on a bigger scale, and trying to raise money, raise funds, get the best care that these kids can get to get them cured, get them back living a normal life.
Finally, do you feel you and your colleagues, your teammates on the Giants have a responsibility to do this?
You know, I think when you're in the spotlight and you play for an organization, and you know, you want to be involved in the community. You want to give back in some way, and that's how I feel. And I think, but you want to find something that you're passionate about. You want to find something that means something to you. You're not just doing something because you feel you have to do something. You're doing something because you want to help these people. It's something that's moved you. It's something that's touched your heart. And when you visit, you know, a hospital and you see these kids that are struggling for their lives, but you see how strong they are. You see how they just, you know, they get up and they do it. They don't have an option. They just keep fighting. They're fighting for their lives, and you want to help them out any way you can. And I think that's why you get involved. That's why you want to, you know, bring some of your teammates and let them see this. Let them see what people are going through, how blessed we are, and what they're going through, and how we can help out these other people that are going through tough times in their lives.
Thank you, Eli.
Thank you.
I said, Eli, that Bob Garrett was the quarterback. He's a quarterback at Hackensack, but do you hand the ball off to him for Tackle Kids Cancer? I just want to make sure.
I said that the true quarterback is Eli Manning, both off the field and on the field, and he's the quarterback at Tackle Kids Cancer. So we're happy to have him as our partner and as our quarterback.
You accept that?
I accept it. And it's a great challenge, but happy to be part of this cause and joined up with Hackensack UMC and tackling kids' cancer. That's the goal, and we're working towards that.
To see more one-on-one with Steve Adubato programs, visit us online at steveadubato.org. If you would like to express an opinion, email us at info@caucusnj.org. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Steve Adubato PhD and follow us on Twitter at Steve Adubato.
We're here with Chris Napoli, who was a patient over at the Cancer Institute at Hackensack. You're 20 years old?
21 now.
Sorry about that.
20 when I was diagnosed.
Tell folks what you were dealing with.
Well, I was a 20-year-old college student playing college football and studying business down at the college in New Jersey, getting ready to head down to school late July for football camp when I was diagnosed. And, it had really struck me from out of nowhere. It came completely from left field. Didn't expect it, didn't really see any signs coming of it. And it really kind of just took a lot away from me then. Took me out of my normal routine life. Was no longer a college student, was then home in a hospital for the next 8 months.
8 months?
8 months. And not consecutively. I was outpatient treated, but about 4 or 5 days a week I was in the hospital receiving chemotherapy. And, those were some of the 8 toughest months of my life, hands down, no question about it. But, however, Hackensack University Medical Center and the New York Giants played a huge part in helping me get through those 8 months.
How so?
The doctors and nurses, child life specialists, everyone at the hospital had really, played a large part. First of all, the doctors and nurses had controlled my health, done a great job, had gotten me to be here today, had, given me the opportunity to live a healthy life again. The child life specialists, everyone else at the hospital, did a great job keeping me in positive spirits with a positive mindset and, assured me that I could get through this tough time. Along with the New York Giants, they also played a big part in that. Some of my toughest times last fall, the New York Giants had come in to visit.
The players?
The Giants rookies, Odell Beckham, Devon.
Beckham came in.
Beckham.
What was that like?
That was pretty cool. You get to see them all dressed up in Halloween costumes. It was really a different atmosphere in the Rutan clinic that day. It wasn't every day in the pediatric cancer clinic you see all the patients smiling and all the parents smiling and everyone in such high spirits with such positive vibes going on throughout the day.
They knew you were an athlete?
They didn't know I was an athlete yet. We had gotten to that point. We had talked about that. But then later on when I had met Eli, he had known I was an athlete. We had talked
Eli Manning.
Football. Eli Manning, correct. We had talked some football this past summer. He came in, had a nice talk for about 20, 30 minutes. And, it was just really something that meant a lot to me to see that these players take such time out of their day to help people in need, to get kids.
What did it do for you?
It really made me feel as if I could conquer anything, Seeing these athletes, people who I looked up to, being a college athlete, looking up to these people my whole life, seeing them come in and offer me well wishes and, telling me inspirational stories and stuff that will help me get through my day really meant a lot. It really, helped me make strides in my treatment and my fight against cancer and has helped me get to where I am today, healthy, in remission, cancer-free, and back as a full-time college student.
What message would you send, Chris, to everybody out there watching right now who may be dealing with the folks who are dealing with some pretty tough issues, particularly those connected with cancer, young people in particular?
I would like to tell those people out there that you never stop fighting. No matter what goes wrong, there's always a positive you can find in it. And the child life specialists at the hospital, the nurses, the doctors, the New York Giants really helped me find those positives throughout my battle against cancer in the darkest times of my life. It was times when I had to wake up knowing I needed to come to the hospital for treatment, dreaded coming to the hospital. And, people like that had really pushed me through and gotten me to where I am today. So, although they may not be able to be there for everyone, they do a very good job in portraying the fact that there are positives in everyone's fight, in everyone's negative experience.
You've actually said it was a blessing. What do you mean by that?
What I meant by my cancer experience being a blessing was the lessons I have learned from having everything taken away from me. Having, my college life taken away from me for 8 months and not being able to see my friends, not being able to go out, not being able to do the things I love to do most, not being able to play football, it really was hard to deal with. But it made me realize that there's more important things in life. It made me realize what really matters the most to me, my family, my friends, my health. It made me realize that those little things that you get worked up about all the time really don't mean much. And it made me realize how much I took for granted prior to this, And after my experience, after, looking back on it, I can proudly say that I'm more grateful and more involved in helping find a cure for this awful disease.
You a better person?
Absolutely better person, I feel. Definitely, before my experience, I never thought I would be standing here doing something like this. Afterwards, I seek the urge to help others. It just is a part of me now, especially kids with similar experiences. It really, being able to relate to them and seeing how tough it is to go through these treatments and these tough times, it really makes me want to help lend a helping hand and, go out of my way to help others.
Congratulations and keep doing what you're doing. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you very much.
We're here with Alison Stanga, who is the Vice President of Community Relations with the New York Giants. Alison, a night like this, the Giants and Hackensack coming together, tackle kids' cancer, but there are a whole range of community activities that the Giants are involved in, right?
We are involved in a lot of different projects at this time. Tomorrow, we're going back up to the Hackensack University Medical Center for our annual Rookie Halloween party that we started.
That's a big deal.
Huge. Well, we love it. Kind of started off as like, let's go to the hospital, let's paint pumpkins, let's do this, let's do that, and it's grown into an annual event. I'm going to go out on a limb and say we've got to be close to 12, 13 years doing that at this point.
Getting the Giants players to be actively involved in tackle kids' cancer, talk about it.
Easy.
Easy?
Here it is. We do a lot of Make-A-Wishes. We do a lot of things with kids with cancer. These guys melt. They rally around these kids. We had a kid in the locker room last night. These guys knew that this kid had a life-threatening disease, and they rallied around this kid. And he had given the team speech on Saturday at practice. These kids really make these guys realize what they're doing and how fortunate they are to be able to have the jobs that they have. They're tackling other players. They're not tackling kids' cancer or some life-threatening disease. They definitely know how lucky they are and what they're working towards when they're doing their community initiatives.
Alison, describe in detail the level of involvement of the Giants in this initiative.
We started with assisting with the creation of it, and we're all invested. So right from John Mara all the way down. So John Mara believes in it. It's something he feels strongly about. We got him on board. Eli Manning, then we spoke to about it. He's on board. Front office is on board, whatever we can do. We were just in the car coming in. Everybody's like saying, I want to go to the rookie Halloween party. I'm like trying to negotiate who's going where. Everybody wants to go to the rookie Halloween party. Rookies know when they come in, when we first meet with them, you're going to do that rookie Halloween party come October. So get ready, you're dressing up. But it's a full, everybody's bought into it. It's a full investment on the whole team, on every level.
Before I let you go, the Hackensack connection is strong.
Huge. We were saying, I came to the team 25 years ago.
25 years ago?
I did 25 years ago when we first started bringing the players and the wives up. There was a plaque in the old building that was dedicated in 1987 from the Giants' wives, I think from Super Bowl 21. So it's been a long-standing tradition that we have a relationship with Hackensack, and we're going to continue that.
Thanks so much, Al.
My pleasure. Good to see you.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 25 years of broadcast excellence. Funding for this edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been provided by New Jersey Sharing Network, NJM, the Russell Berry Foundation, the Northward Center, Qualcare Inc., Berkeley College, and by PSE&G. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area.